What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about the new Double Money event week and vehicle discounts. The event week is for October 31st to November 6th. So, the new vehicle that came out today was the Rampant Rocket. A name that sounds and looks fast, but is slower than a stock Dominator you can get off the street for free. It also handles pretty bad, and you fly off of it if you hit a car as well. And to top it off, it costs over $1 million with upgrades. I personally don't think this vehicle is worth the hype at all. I don't recommend buying it. I don't think it's a good value. The current podium vehicle is the Sanctus. This bike isn't competitive in the motorcycle class, but it looks cool, it has good customization, and it costs $2 million normally. So if you want to run a really cool expensive bike at the casino for free, I suggest taking advantage of that and spinning that wheel until you get it. Alright, so to start off with the vehicle discounts, keep in mind that the discounts shown here are with the extra 10% Twitch Prime bonus because that's what I have. So the cars might be a little more expensive for you if you don't have the Twitch Prime link to your social club because you're seeing a 10% extra increase. Alright, so we have 25% off the Thrax. So this car has good handling and acceleration, but it has a lower top speed than the Emirates, Krieger, and even the Adder, which makes it suffer. We have 25% off the Paragon R. Again, another car with good handling and a good acceleration, but a ridiculously low top speed. We have 25% off the S80RR. This car is an amazing driving experience, literally glued to the ground, a true race track car. It just lacks the power to keep up with the Emirates and Krieger. We have 25% off the 8F Drafter, an average car for sports races, but obviously nothing close to the Pariah. But for under $500,000, I think this is a decent deal. It has a good exhaust note, good customization as one of the casino DLC vehicles, so it's still fairly new and it's a decent looking car. We also got 25% off the Shotaro, one of the best all-around bikes for racing, goes back and forth between the Hakuchu drag. This one doesn't go on sale often, so I recommend buying one now if you don't have a Hakuchu drag or maybe you want to have something different to choose from, and you will dominate in most motorcycle races without the extra effort of constantly wheeling in a Batty 801 or a Hakuchu, for example, a normal one. Moving along to the Southern San Andreas site, we have 25% off the Issy Sport. This car, in my opinion, is the best handling car in the entire sports class. It literally handles like a full-on track race car. It doesn't handle the way it looks. It's very hard to explain. In races with pure turns and no straightaways, you can literally dominate the Pariah and Italian GTO. I highly recommend getting this one. Again, you just have to be very strategic when you pick it for specific races. Has to be very, very minimal to no straightaways, mainly turns. You won't regret the purchase. It's very, very fun. We have 30% off the Camacho, the best non-dirt bike vehicle for off-road races. If it wasn't cheap enough already, this is another incentive to buy it. One of the best off-road experiences in the game. A lot of power, a lot of torque, and off-road traction. Just an absolute monster for off-roading and worth its price. Even without the discount it has, it's still worth its price. If you don't have one, definitely consider buying it. We have 35% off the old exclusive Halloween vehicles, that is the Frankenstein and the Lurcher. Remember that if you don't buy them during this event week, you have to wait till next Halloween, so a year from now, to be able to purchase them again. And now that they're on discount, maybe consider buying one of them or even both of them if you have enough money and you like them. Moving along to the Warstock website, we have discounts on most of the import-export special vehicles. Keep in mind that you need to own an import-export vehicle warehouse purchasable from your CEO office computer in order to purchase any of these vehicles I'm going to mention. So, we have 40% off the Ramp Buggy, a fun vehicle that flings cars into the air. Very old, but it's still fun to mess around with. But I still don't think it's worth its price tag. We have 40% off the Phantom Wedge. Again, another vehicle that moves cars out of the way easily. This vehicle was kind of cool when it came out before the MOC existed, which the MOC is just miles better with the armor, etc. So I find the Phantom Wedge kind of useless if you already have an MOC. We have 40% off the Wastelander. This is my personal favorite vehicle for off-roading, as you can literally drive it through rivers, and it takes a lot to drown this thing. I mean, it's very difficult to drown it. And for under $300,000, I think that's a great deal. But again, you have to have a import-export vehicle warehouse in order to purchase it. We also have 40% off the Ruiner 2000. This was one of the first crazy and different vehicles that kind of started that whole trend with the Deluxo and Oppressor craze with the flying and missiles and all that stuff. I still personally don't think that $2 million is worth it for this car. It does have a bunch of cool stuff and the best homing missiles in the game, or one of the best homing missiles in the game, but I still think it's a lot of money considering the Deluxo and the Oppressor Mark II exists. Now, there is also discounts on the weaponized Tampa and armored Boxville. They each get a crazy 80% off. But, again, these are for Twitch Prime members only, these two, the weaponized Tampa and the armored Boxville. So if you do not have the Twitch Prime link to your social club, you will not see the discount for the weaponized Tampa or the Boxville. But if you do, you'll see these two crazy 80% discounts. Now, if you don't have that linked, I mean, they're both kind of useless anyways in my opinion. They can't survive any explosives. One missile, boom, dead. So not really worth the buy anyways in my opinion. We also have 35% off the Halloween mask and 30% off the laser weapons. Moving on to the double money stuff, Rockstar is offering double money and RP on select adversary modes. Those are Beast vs. Slasher, Come Out to Play, Condemned, Lost vs. Damned, and finally Slasher. Also, just for logging in, you'll get 2 free t-shirts. One of them is called Choose Your Side, and the other one is called Invade and Persuade Hero. So you get those 2 for free just for logging in. And one of the craziest things to ever come to GTA Online, for those of you who remember the peyote plant you would eat in story mode and then turn into an animal, Rockstar has randomly placed a bunch of those plants around the map in GTA Online, and you can turn into an animal, and then after you die, you get 5,000 RP, which is pretty sick. So you get to do something in online that you normally can't do, and you get rewarded for doing it. So it's like a win-win. Very, very cool that Rockstar's doing that. And lastly, we have the old repeated RC Bandito time trial, Cypress Flats. This week's normal time trial is Calafia Way. Hope I said that right, but and this week's premium race is Arms Race, which is a supercar race around the military base runway. Pretty easy. You do it in an Emirates or a Krieger and you're gonna win 90% of the time. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. Let me know what vehicle discounts you're taking advantage of or saving up for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.